What's up, guys? Watchful Stoic again. I had some thoughts today about positive self-image, and I guess my ramble today is going to be on that. Basically what I'm thinking about on that. I had an opportunity to talk to my sister yesterday about depression and why it's so prevalent, and we have differing opinions on the matter. One of my personal beliefs is that depression is a self-inflicted pain. Being able to have something to blame your problems on is really nice, and it feels good. Like, you're not having to take accountability and responsibility. It feels good. And depression is a symptom of, usually it's a symptom of something a lot bigger. And that problem is probably, the big problem, the source of all your issues, or the source of depression, is usually a pretty big thing, and it's usually something that can be fixed with some help, whether that's through meds, or whether that's through meditation, or whether that's just your body growing into itself. Some people who have had depression, they get to a certain age and the depression goes away. Like I've heard that particular case. Some people it just never goes away for them. Whatever your personal case may be, I don't know. But how does self-worth tie into this? How you view yourself and how you treat yourself really matters. It's hard to experience a life of happiness and joy, which is what Stoicism is about. Like, Stoicism is about living life, as happily as you can. It's about living a life of joy and happiness. It's not about just enduring all the hard things and just never breaking. Which there's an element of that we can speak to. Not faltering under pressure, being stalwart and steadfast. There's something to be said about those traits when it comes to Stoicism. But as it pertains to self-image and depression, you're not always going to be that stalwart and steadfast individual. It's hard being depressed. I had to deal with depression for well over a decade of my life. And whether or not it's gone I'm not sure, but right now I don't believe I am experiencing it anymore. It very well could resurface, very well could happen again. I don't know. The question of, do I know how to deal with it now? That's a different question. I know how to deal with depression. I know how to deal with the things that come along with depression. I know what steps to take. I know what frame of mind I need to put myself in. Because I know I'm worth loving. I know that I have value. And it's important to understand that. It's important to recognize that and feel that on a subconscious level. Because if you don't feel that you are worth something on a subconscious level, then it's going to be difficult. You're going to have a really, really rough time fixing your problems and getting out of depression. That's really just starts from within, and that's basically a major premise of Stoicism, is being able to control what's inside of yourself. Being able to control the internal environment. If you're rotten to the core, yeah, of course you're not going to feel good. you're all clean and sparkly in the core, you're probably going to feel a lot better. You know, if you have no guilt, if you have no trauma, that you need to deal with, if you've got everything sorted out inside you, you probably don't need to worry about much. You know, if at all. I honestly, I don't believe in worrying at all. And that's probably one of the things that's helped me, you know, get out of my depression. Is that mindset shift away from, you know, away from worrying about things. You know, I live life every day. I look at each day, and as I'm living it, even like I feel like I've been living a lot of life just carpe diem. You know, which isn't a bad way to live. It's not the greatest way to live. You know, I mean, you should have a set plan in your life, but you know, sometimes you just gotta take it day by day. You know, I got long-term plans myself. Like, there's things that I want to do, but I recognize it's going to be months, years, decades, even in the making. You know, and each day I got to take a step forward. You know, it's one step at a time. So when you're having to deal with the minutia of the daily grind, you know, feeling the ever so agonizing and what's the word I'm looking for? Exquisite nature. That's what it is. The exquisiteness of time. Feeling time pass. It's really easy to throw yourself in the cogs. Either because you're just not happy with yourself or because of how you feel. The thing is, people don't really understand how much they're actually worth. People don't know what their value is. You know, people are worth a lot, and they should be treated as such. People are worth loving. How does this relate to Stoicism? Like, you really can't control other people, so it's really what you can control for yourself. And, you know, I said in my last video, I aspire to be kind to people. And that doesn't necessarily mean being nice. You know, sometimes you got to be mean to people to be kind. You know, the niceties of life. It's simply a side. It's like, you know, it's one side of the coin for kindness. But it's really, it's like an oval side, I guess. It's really rounded off towards kindness, towards niceness. Because most of the time, you want to be nice to be kind. But sometimes you got to be mean to be kind. Sometimes you got to be honest. Sometimes you got to tell the truth. Sometimes you got to be willing to get to the heart of the issue. You know, it's like you know, do you want to just rip off a Band-Aid and get it over with, or do you just want to peel it off one little tiny bit at a time, and in the process slowly ripping out every single hair that it's attached to? You know, there's a lot more pain doing it slowly than it is just simply being up front and doing it fast. You gotta aspire to improve yourself. You need to aspire to find value in yourself. You know, I was thinking, a lot of people look at other people around them and they think, oh man, they live a fantastic life. They must be, you know, they're so much better than me because X, Y, Z, this, that, the other. They're so well presented. Everything's going right for them. Well, I don't know. It's sort of like how looking at houses. You don't know what's on the inside. It might look great on the outside, but if the inside's trashed, it's there's only so much. Like, I don't want to live in a dirty house. I don't want to live in a space that's unclean. Like, it doesn't matter how good it looks on the outside. I don't want to live there. I don't want to be there. I don't want to be around someone who looks presented and well put together, but is really just dying on the inside. Some people look at me and they don't believe that I'm happy, but I have angry eyebrows. It is what it is, but I have great eyebrows. My eyebrows are fantastic. Thank you, Mom, for making my eyebrows. They're pretty awesome. No, but it's really don't judge what's on the outside. Judge what's on the inside, and you won't find out what's on the inside unless you have to get past the outside exterior. You have to really just start connecting with people. In order to really figure out what they're all about. I used to have a much more difficult time really exploring how to talk to people, but it takes practice. I guess where am I going with this? I'm rambling. Mine's drifting off in the middle of nowhere. Positive self-image. Bring it back. How do you see yourself? How do you improve your self-image? How do you look at yourself in the mirror and say, I'm worth loving. I am a great person. Well, I mean, I guess it helps to have your external behavior, mimic what a good person would do. That certainly helps. So, I mean, if you're doing a lot of bad things and you try to tell yourself that you're a good person, it's probably not going to mesh well with your subconscious, and you'll probably just feel even more miserable. But at the same time, you got to try to get your subconscious on board with yourself. So you got to be honest with what you're doing. You got to be brutally honest with yourself. Like, if you really took some time to soul search, you definitely find something that you need to work on. I certainly have things I got to work on. And there's certainly things I'm working on right now. And there's some things that I don't want to work on right now, but that I have to force myself to work on. But, as you work on things, weak things become strong. You can love yourself. As long as you love yourself, that's really where, life starts for you. You want to overcome depression, you got to have a positive self-image. If you want to overcome anxiety, you have to learn how to, establish yourself as being confident in who you are. I'm not going to say that those things are easy to overcome, but you can overcome them. They can be defeated. And the exquisiteness of those emotions, of those feelings, they're very real and very palpable, and they can be related to by almost anyone. Some people think I've had it so bad that no one else can really relate to me. The thing is, a lot of people think that. I think that sometimes. I've had that thought in the past before. It's like, man, nobody's ever had it like me. And then I hear some other people's stories, like, man, I've never had it as bad as them. That's not necessarily just to try to compare myself to others. Like, I don't like, the only reason why you should be comparing yourself to others is to see if they need help, realize how grateful you really should be about your situation. But yeah, no, I've taken to journaling more often than I have been in the past, because that's a way that I can connect with my subconscious. It's through writing. And that's a good way to do it. That's a good way to improve your self-image. Start writing positive things about yourself. And start exploring why you do what you do. Like, because the more you write, the more you really uncover who you are. But anyway, I'm gonna wrap this video up because I'm running out of things. My rambling's coming to an end. I'm running into dead ends here. So, but anyway, you know, I love you guys. I want to say, I feel like I have a love for humanity, so I feel comfortable saying I love you guys. Stay stoic, stay strong, and yeah, hit like and subscribe. You know, if I'm rambling too much, if I'm going off in too many directions, or if there's something you want me to talk about, tell me. Shoot, comment something. Share the video to someone who you think this might help. I don't know. Like, comment, share, subscribe, all that fun stuff. All right. Anyway, love you guys. Take care. Stay strong. Stay stoic.